Welcome to Faith Positive Radio with Dr. Joey Fawcett, the Christian business coaching conversation that increases your faith with greater joy at work so you love God and others more. Dr. Joey interviews Christian business professionals just like you to discover their secrets for working faith positive in a negative world. Welcome to Faith Positive Radio with Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Hey, Faith Positive Nation, Dr. Joey Fawcett back with another episode of Faith Positive Radio. Man, I don't know about you, but I'm so glad that travel restrictions are being lifted. Whew, we can go places, we can go see people, we can create some memories, right? Have some wonderful experiences. One of those wonderful experiences for me this summer has been to gather with family members on the coast of North Carolina at the Outer Banks, right there at Kill Devil Hills. We only had 47 people in one house, just 47. Gee. We were supposed to have 53, but we had 6 slackers. So we had 47 people in one house, and it was a glorious week together. Man, we've been doing it. This was year 38. And I'm convinced, Faith Positive Nation, that we as Jesus followers must cultivate that habit of Sabbath more often. A time when we pull away from the demands and the stresses of the world, just like our Savior Jesus did. He'd climb up on a mountain, he'd go off by himself, or he'd go off with 46 of his favorite friends, right, and family members, and just make some memories and have some experiences. So we can do that now. We're beginning to do that, and we're seeing more and more people traveling. In fact, record numbers of people traveling. But you may be saying to yourself, hey, I really want to create something special, a special kind of Sabbath, a special kind of experience that'll be a legacy that my children, grandchildren will remember for a long time to come. But I'm not really sure how to do that. Today's guest is going to help you know how to do that. In fact, he's going to help you create luxurious travel experiences without having to sell your farm. My guest today is Coach Christopher Klesh, and Chris is the #1 travel guru, and he's going to share with us today some amazing ways that we can create those Sabbath and legacy experiences as we travel. Faith Positive Nation, help me welcome to Faith Positive Radio, Coach Chris. Coach Chris, welcome to Faith Positive Radio, my friend.
Well, thank you, Dr. Joey. It's a pleasure to be here. You're right. Exactly what you said. Most of America has been cooped up 14 or 16 months. Churches have been closed, schools have been closed, beaches, health clubs, restaurants, the economy has been shut down, and now people can escape. They could get out of that jail, that closed-in feeling, have reunions with their family, etc. I usually ask people, I'd say, would you agree the best things in life aren't the things? They're not the material things, the cars, the watches, the jewelry. The best things in life are our health, family, friends, our faith, and again, those precious memories and experiences. And now we could open up the door to sharing those precious memories and experiences with our friends and family. And a lot of those memories and experiences are created through travel and leisure, vacations, reunions, weddings, bucket list trips, girlfriend trips, golf outings, etc., graduation. So travel is an important aspect in creating those valuable, precious memories and experiences.
Yes, it is. And you've discovered some amazing ways that we can create those experiences and have Sabbath, not only a spiritual experience, but emotional and physical experiences with family and friends. Tell us how you do that, Coach Chris.
Well, I think it's important to keep family together. Like I said, it's so important. The best things in life, I just reiterate that. When you look at it, are really our family, our friends, and the travel and leisure and the experiences we have through our church groups, our school groups, our community groups, our work groups. And again, we travel is an important part of it. We travel not to escape life, but for life not to escape us. Think about that. We travel, not just to get out of town, but for life, just not to escape us, to experience different cultures, to see different shows, landmarks, whether it be national parks, go on that safari, that cruise you wanted to go on, see a Major League Baseball game, the Super Bowl. experiences, give our children that opportunity to get an education, to see different cultures, the different areas, whether it be in the United States where they drive to a location. It also builds relationships with the family, gets the family together. Again, we all need to stop, smell the roses, get away from everyday activities, and spend more time, relax. As I say, retreat, relax, renew, rejoice, and remember for a lifetime. And you brought up something interesting with all these gadgets now. These phones everybody has.
Yep.
We take pictures. We create those memories and experiences. We exchange them. We post them on Facebook. We're actually building a family legacy that really can last for a lifetime. And then again, on planning travel, another aspect of travel that people don't think about, once a trip is planned, that family vacation, that reunion, that wedding, that graduation, and you have it booked, you look forward to it. It's something that gets you through troubled times mentally. Your spirit's uplifted. You know, serotonin, endorphins go to your brain for 3 months. I know, for instance, myself, my son's a 29-year-old accountant, CPA, and he wants to go to New York because New York's opened up. We both love the theater, and we're already booked for Christmas week to see 2 or 3 Broadway shows, Rockefeller Center, the Tree. So it's the anticipation of that actual experience and adventure that is part of the overall value of travel.
We all need something to look forward to. Really lifts us up out of the mundane, doesn't it? And you're exactly right about taking pictures and creating those experiences. Even though I was with 46 family members, including my wife, 2 daughters, their husbands, I was also with our 15-month-old granddaughter. And so there we were at the beach, and man, it was just an amazing time for me to step away, as you said, to retreat and relax, right? To create some of those memories that we can remember. So tell us, Coach Chris, because some of the pushback to travel we get is that things are so expensive. One of the things that you specialize in is helping people find the best, most cost-effective ways to travel.
That's correct. That's what I specialize in. When I speak from the stage, normally I'm a professional speaker. I address audiences, clients, etc. from the stage, and they all agree travel's great. But the big problem, and the speakers are there to solve a problem, is how do you pay for it? It's expensive. You know, a family of 4 going on a ski trip or going to a New York show or going to Maui, it's expensive. So I've specialized in that for the last 17 years since I retired as an executive with AT&T. I've been blessed and fortunate to have gone around the world, a couple of times. I've interviewed countless people, concierges, travel executives, etc., hotel chains. I immerse myself in every travel blog I can to find out the best ways for people to have this luxury travel experience. Now, I'm not a Motel 6 guy. I like the 4-star resorts. I'm spoiled, I'll admit it. But how to do it without breaking the bank. Literally, I do it for pennies on a dollar. I'll give you 2 tips because we don't have that much time. But the biggest cost in travel are airfares and accommodation. So let's tackle airfares first.
Okay.
Fly a family 3, 4, a couple, it's expensive. Supply and demand. Now the travel's open up, flights are filled, they're packed, they're expensive. It's a supply and demand thing. I haven't paid for a flight in 14 years.
14 years.
The last flight I paid for, I looked at my computer, was over 14 years. You can fly for free without being married to a flight attendant. And here's how you do it.
Or a pilot.
Or a pilot, that's right. Every major airline has a bank and associated credit card. For instance, American Express is aligned with Delta if you fly Delta. Chase Bank is with Southwest. American Airline is with Capital Bank, Barclays, all the airlines, whether it's Aloha Airline, the British Airways. And what you want to do is the destinations you want to go to on vacation or that family trip, that reunion, figure out which airline flies there and sign up for their credit card, their sign-up bonuses. And these could be amazing. To give you an example, there's a current one on American Express. You just spend $2,000 in 3 months. And I put my homeowner's insurance, they took a credit card and it wound up with 75,000 miles. That's enough to go round trip to Europe or Hawaii. Now, you could leverage this with your spouse. She could have one. You could have one. If you're in business like me or an entrepreneur, you get the business card. So the miles add up. There's even a credit card out there now. It's the best deal in travel with American Airlines. And all you have to do, and this is true, I show my clients how to do it, is buy a pack of gum. One purchase. Could be a pack of gum, fill up your tank of gas. You have to be approved for the credit card. Normally a credit score of 700. And you're going to get 60,000 American Airlines Advantage miles added to your frequent flyer account. 60,000. That's enough to go to Europe, Hawaii, again, for buying a pack of gum. In addition, you're going to get free baggage check-in with that credit card. The airline's going to recognize your frequent flyer number, and when you go to the airport and get your boarding pass, your bags fly free up to a traveling party of 5. And in addition to that, you get priority boarding. So if you're in a coach ticket and after first class, business class boards, it recognizes you have the associated sponsored credit card of that airline, and they're going to let you board. So in turn, you're not going to be fighting for that overhead, compartment space when the airlines, they're filled now, and you're going to have room for your carry-on baggage just from buying a pack of gum. And you leverage that with your family, your friends, and if you have a business, and that's how you wind up flying for free. There's other credit cards. Again, every airline has one. Southwest, another one I'll mention quickly, especially Companion. I set up for one of my clients. His goal was to take his son to 5 baseball parks this summer. No, it was actually, 2 summers ago, before COVID. And I showed him Southwest was with Chase Bank, has a variety of 5 credit cards. If he mixed the business card with the personal card, he'd accumulate enough miles. He didn't have to spend money, a lot of money, but the sign-up bonuses where the majority of the miles came from. He was enough to get enough airline miles to get a companion pass, 120 Kellam Rapid Rewards points, airlines miles,
right,
and basically take his son free of charge to 5 cities, free of charge. The only thing he pays is small tax, like $5. So it's possible to do. It does take a little coaching. It does have to know the intricacies. These promotions come and go, but I keep track of it. I show my clients, all the resources, all the blogs that really address these. And the same thing with hotels. A lot of people ask me, how could I stay in hotels for free? Well, every hotel chain has an associated credit card. Marriott, I'm a big Marriott loyal customer. They just merged with Westin. Now it's Bonvoy Rewards. They have an American Express Bonvoy card, and they have also a Chase Bank. And you get the credit cards, and you spend the minimum $1,000. You put all your utility bills in there, your groceries, your gas, school supplies. And in my case, I put my car insurance on there, my homeowner's insurance. And that's how people can fly for free. So that takes care of flying and the hotels. So by using, it's called travel hacking. It's another term. There's a lot of people that do this full time, and you got to know the system. But you can't get all these credit cards, but personalize it to your family's needs. Like if you want to go to Florida, for instance, you're going to fly a certain airline. I'm in Florida. I go to New York for Broadway. I love Broadway. I'm an ex-conductor. I know JetBlue flies there nonstop, and Delta. So I have their credit cards, and I accumulate enough points or miles so I fly free. I have a home and an office in Lake Tahoe. I fly American a lot. That gets me into Reno. So the major credit cards I use for my personal travels would be for American Airlines and, let's say, Delta. Somebody else might be a little different, but it can be done, and it is done. I've done it. I'm the perfect example. Like I tell your audience here, you don't have to be rich to live rich. I'm living proof of that.
Living proof of that. That's amazing, Coach Chris. Tell us, you mentioned you were an exec with AT&T for some time. What was it about the travel and leisure industry that attracted you and you felt like God was calling you to this travel and leisure industry out of telecommunications?
Yeah, well, excellent question, Dr. Joe. Yeah, I've always loved travel. I was very blessed when I was younger. My parents loved to travel. and I had one brother, and we got to travel a lot. And I was in Europe at an early age, 12 years old, and it made an impression on me. I remember having now the Eiffel Tower's open at 12 or 13 years old. I think it was having a dinner at that gourmet restaurant on the first level.
Wow.
I remember Venice and the castles in Europe and Switzerland and et cetera. So I've always had that love of travel. I've always been a golfer, a competitive athlete, so I got to travel around with different teams to different states, and I love seeing different environments, different cultures. So even during my working career as an executive, I've always enjoyed it. So when I retired, I just wanted to expand on that, like everybody else that retires in our age group. I'm 72. They have a bucket list. They have places they wanted to go. And now when you're retired, a little older, it's a little easier because you're more flexible about the dates. You're not locked into maybe the holidays when it's crowded, very expensive. You could be a little more flexible with your family and friends and save money. So I've always had, to answer your question again, I've always had this interest in travel, and I was fortunate when I did retire that I had this travel bug, and I'm very active when it comes. I consider myself a cultural jock. I love culture, meaning the theater, music of all sorts. I'm an ex-conductor. That was my military service. I conducted one of the military bands, and I love the Broadway theater. So I try to combine both of them, and that involves travel and leisure. And I think it's great for education too. It stimulates your mind, thinking, cultural experiences. And there's something for everyone.
I love it. I love it. That childhood experience really informed you, shaped you, created that passion within you that when it came time to retire, God used that experience to draw you right into the travel.
You have to
and
do the
leisure
research. It's like anything else when you retire, like I say, the best things in life are your health. That's mental health as well as physical health.
Yeah.
Right? Spiritual health, mental health. You got to keep sharp. We have the internet out. I'm not a high-tech guy, but I read a lot of books. I try to keep myself right in there in a political situation, which we won't get into. And I try to keep myself cognizant of the economy, what's going on, where the values are, because travel's changed, supply and demand. Everything in our lifetime's changed since this COVID epidemic.
Yeah, for sure.
And now, before I forget, since I don't want to run out of time, the second aspect of travel to save your listeners a lot of money are accommodations, especially with families. Good 4-star hotels are expensive. And then they add on now a lot of hotels, resort fees, additional taxes. You got sales tax, resort fees, internet fees. It's a la carte. It can get expensive. My advice to most people that travel, couples, families, for the typical week vacation, not the 2-night business trip, et cetera, but, the typical family vacation reunion, you said the house, if you have a big family like you have, a lot of people want that big house. There's websites or resources for that. Vacation rental by owner, VR, rent big houses. But what I tell people in my audiences when I speak across the country is I say, for your basic family vacation, forget the word hotel. Forget why? Because Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, Westin, Disney, Starwood, Wyndham, even the Ritz-Carlton, they're all hotel chains, but they all have vacation clubs or timeshare products, timeshares. And what you want to do is go on the internet, and here's a resource for your listeners, an excellent resource, the best resource, redweek.com, R-E-D week, WEEK.com. And you could rent a timeshare, not from the company now, the Marriott, the Hiltons, the Hyatts, from an owner, and get triple the space, triple the amenities for a third the price of a hotel room. And here's a perfect example. I mentioned to you, I'm a ski bum. In the winter, I leave Florida, and I'm a passionate skier. I ski 30, 40 days a year. I've been banged up now because I got osteoporosis, a couple of artificial hips and knees, but so I'm sort of conserving myself. But to give you an idea, a Marriott hotel room in Vail, a luxury ski resort, goes in the ski season $750 a night. That's without tax. And then you tack on valet parking. You're up to $800 a night.
Pretty quick.
For two. Nice room, don't get me wrong. Sometimes a sleeper sofa and a bed.
Mm-hmm.
But half mile down the road, you could stay in the Marriott timeshare. Their brand, it's called Marriott Streamsided Vale. You go on the internet and you rent from an owner and get a 1 or 2 bedroom unit that sleeps 4, 6, or 8 people. I'll say the 2 bedroom unit comes with 3 flat screen TVs, full kitchen, fireplace, balcony, washer dryer, underground parking, a clubhouse with an indoor outdoor pool, sauna, whirlpool, gym. And instead of paying that $800 a night, you're going to pay $300 a night. $300, no tax. You with me now?
Yep.
That's a third the price of a hotel room. $300, no tax. Get Wi-Fi, all these amenities. You're going to have a kitchen there. We talk about safety. If you're afraid to go out to eat in crowds, and again, saving money, you're going to have a full kitchen and amenities. The unit's going to sleep 8. I stay there myself. I book myself there 6 or 8 weeks a year. I like to make fires. I take the luggage cart down to the garage where my car's parked, so there's no snow on it. I load the luggage cart up with firewood. I come up and I love to make the little sit by the fire and big screen TV. I feel like, I'm trailer trash, living like Donald Trump. And so that's an excellent tip. And these timeshares are located all across the country in resort areas. So you go to Orlando, instead of getting those 2 adjoining rooms in these fancy 4-star hotels with pools, rent a timeshare. Marriott has them in Orlando. Hilton has them in Orlando. You want to stay within the Disney community, really luxury. Disney has timeshares. So whether it's skiing, you want it, all Hawaii, they're all over Hawaii. They're all over Orlando. You live in Virginia, you said, if you play golf in Hilton Head. Vacation destinations. There's one in Hilton Head that Marriott owns. It's called the Marriott Heritage Club. And it comes with free golf. You and your golfing partners, 6 people, play golf for free for the week, and they don't pay for a golf cart. They're going to get $200 or $2,500 worth of golf for free. Plus, it sleeps 8 for less than the price of a hotel room. So it can be done. So people should readjust their thinking that there are alternatives to hotels. And it's, again, the safety factor. Now, the major hotel change with COVID, obviously, I've been around, I travel around, I do a lot of interviews. They have standards, their safety, sanitized standards are on the internet, how they clean the rooms, even the remote control in the TVs in a plastic container. So they have strict protocols now because everybody's concerned about germs and safety, and hopefully everybody's been vaccinated, but the COVID thing still isn't over. Just for peace of mind, and people that don't want to go out to the restaurant and spend the money, like I do in Vail. I stop at Costco. I stock up on, go to Costco and stock up on food, and it's there, and it's just that environment. And most of these resorts, I just came from the one I told you on the beach today. I have a guy renting. I also run a business of renting out timeshares. He loved the place. He wakes up to the direct ocean. He has a full kitchen. He sits on his balcony, watches sunrise for less than the price of a hotel room. It's literally amazing. It's too good to be true. But if people realize for their accommodations, they could utilize these. They used to call them, timeshares all the time. But now the hotel changed because of the connotation of rip-off sales scams. Now they call them like Marriott Vacation Club, Hilton Vacation Club, Hyatt Vacation Club, Westin Vacation Club. And if you want the extra room, resort amenities, again, kitchen, full kitchen, washer, dryer, if you got kids' clothes, free underground parking, Wi-Fi, complete. The one over here, like I just came from the beach, had miniature golf, tennis, it has everything. Everything's included, and it's less than Motel 6.
And you mentioned the website there is redweek.com. There's also a website where our listeners can go to gain access to more information from you. What's that website?
Yeah, I'd like to, your listeners, if they have any questions, because everybody's different on their travel needs. Some people love national parks. Some people are in Hawaii. Other people like to go to cities. other people want to go to Europe. I invite the people for a free consultation if they go to CoachChrisSpeaks.com. Again, Coach, C-O-A-C-H, Chris, spell out my name, Chris, and then speaks.com. I'll give them a free initial consultation, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, to see if I could answer their questions and help them, give them the resources that I think will help them best. In addition, I do have a ebook out that covers a lot of things, renting a cars, bed and breakfast, that sort of thing. 99 travel tips that I'll give your audience, your listeners, free of charge. Just contacting me, put in their email address, phone number, and I think that's the best utilization at a time that I could guide them, because really our mission statement, my company, which by the way is Lifetime Leisure Experiences, that's my company name, is we look forward to servicing your dreams and bringing your family together so their memories can last forever. Because I feel so strongly in my faith, it's all about memories and experiences. It's not the years in your life, but the life and those years that matter. Let's stay healthy and create with our families, our friends, those precious memories and experiences, especially now when for the last 14, 16 months, it hasn't been the same. So now weddings have been put off, graduations, vacations. Now it's opened the door. But again, you don't have to be rich to live rich. You just have to be cognizant of where these deals are, the resources, and I'll be glad to help your audience out with more. And if they have groups, I'm also available normally for speaking engagements or their association, trade group, etc.
CoachChrisSpeaks.com is that website. And if you're walking the dog or out where you can't write that down or flip over in your phone to that website right now, Chuck's put it on Coach Chris's page on our website at getpositive.today. Faith Positive Nation always wants to know, Coach Chris, from our guest about a favorite Bible verse or Bible passage that really drives their mission in the world. Is there one that comes to mind for you?
Yeah, well, it's not really a Bible verse, but I'm a very good Christian. As I mentioned to you before, playing football, because of head injuries. I'm older, I'm going back 40 or 50 years ago. I had serious head injuries, or I had concussions that cut my football career short. And 25 years later, I developed seizures, epileptic seizures. And because of those epileptic seizures, I had really 3 near-death accidents. One, I almost drowned in Lake Tahoe. One, I had crashed my car over a median into a truck. And fortunately, the Lord was with me. I didn't sustain any long-term injuries for that, and I'm on the right medication. And so one thing that always stays with me, I spoke recently on the Comeback Champion Summit. We're all overcoming something. And I'm from music. Again, my background is a conductor. And it's from the sound of music, but it says, when the Lord closes a door, somehow he opens a window. So that passage or that theme always resonates with me. When you feel down and something bad happens, an experience, you lose a job, somehow the Lord will be with you. If you follow, your faith and you try to do the right things, he'll open that window for you, and it's up to you to take advantage. And I think, everything, your faith and your family, and then travel and relationships, they all sort of come together as part of the puzzle. And education and health, and part of our faith is to continue our mind, body, spirit, and our health through church and our education and good family relationships, and bringing up our children in a nice, healthy Christian environment. So that's been important to me, and I know it's important to you.
Absolutely. Putting life in our years. Coach Chris, you've reminded me that all things really do work together for good as we trust the Lord. So I so much appreciate your time and wisdom today. Again, the website is CoachChrisSpeaks.com. And so go there so that you can discover the amazing way that you and your family and friends can enjoy some Sabbath time together and make some memories.
Yeah, like I said, I've done this many times before. I think the best thing they can do is, again, give me a call. I'll give them my time because they've listened to your show, and I'll be glad to point them in the right direction, because there's so much confusion out there, so many websites, how do we, for our families, for our specific needs, how do we accomplish, like you said, the big problem? How do we afford to travel without breaking the bank?
Right. Thanks so much for the gift of your time and wisdom today. CoachChrisSpeaks.com. Coach Chris Klesh has been my guest on Faith Positive Radio today.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure
Chris.
to be here, and I look forward to coming back again. And I do enjoy listening to your show, your interviews. I've gained a lot of knowledge. You have it's a lot of variety in that too, which I like.
Thank you so much. God bless you, Coach Chris.
God bless you. Thank you again.
Thanks for listening to Faith Positive Radio, the Christian business coaching conversation that increases your faith with greater joy at work so you love God and others more. Suggest guests and ask questions when you email Dr. Joey at info@getpositive.today. And be sure to get your free gift of the 5 positive business conversations to have today coaching program at getpositive.today. Until next time, may God bless you with everything your heart can hope for and more than your mind can imagine.